you have an idea why Wallpaper at one point thought about a store, because when you create a brand such as a magazine and you have this kind of distribution in the newsstands, so 600,000 readers of the magazine. Then they created 6 years ago. They created the city guides, 2.5 million city guides, wallpaper of cities, sold around the world. They have around 800,000 unique users per month on wallpaper.com, the website. They have 10,000 events that were created over the period of time. 6.5 million visitors on the website, page impression on the website every month. And this kind of readers and this kind of exposure in the editorial world is really unique when you speak about a niche magazine. Here we're not talking about glamour, about Teen Vogue or whatever, like a gossip magazine. We're talking about an expensive magazine to buy, but you're talking also a magazine with talking to an audience, maybe like you, with a professional audience, with a target of products and a target of lifestyle advice and the presentation that is very high and quite unique in the world. Just here, we don't have the final word, but the final figure, but wallpaper.com, the website of the magazine, has 30 million visitors every year. So to go around after the editorial, the magazine, to go further down, Wallpaper also was the first magazine creating a version for iPad, for iPhone, and surfing on the success of the social media. Because nowadays, as you know, and you're aware, most of you, the key of success when you're talking about business and communication is how to reach the most easily the potential customer, your readers, how to communicate to those people, what is new, what are you doing, what do you like, what do you want, where are you looking for? Everybody, I think, you go on the web. And on the web, you have websites, but you have also social networks. So it was very important and part of the strategy of a magazine to establish a brand and to go on the social network. So here you have a few figures about the network. Twitter, Facebook, Google, all these accounts, and it's growing. So when you have once again this reach out to the public on international basis. You want to talk to them and to give them information, but why not also maybe imagining a way to do business with those people? Because every month you bring to them, novelties, you bring them products, you bring them stories, architecture. So why don't communicate with them also maybe to have a business out of it? And this is how the business of the idea of the store was created in the past years. Here we have a few slides with a lot of figures, but maybe just an overall information about who is the target audience of Wallpaper, which is could be interesting, but also could be boring. So just to it's more men than women, 60% men and 40% men. They live in the city. They are quite rich people. They travel around 9 times a year, taking flight. They work in the creative industry. They are graduated. So it's a sophisticated magazine. We're not talking about teenagers or whatever. We're talking about an audience which is a potential good audience also for business. That was also one of the main reasons, when they started to think about a business format and model. When we create a magazine, it's very clear, who are we talking to. If we're doing Vogue magazine, it's about fashion, it's about women, it's about lifestyle, it's about luxury, so For Wallpaper, the very important, and that or the first magazine to create this strategy in the international market is to have one magazine in English language, the same magazine distributed in more than 93 countries now. So when you think about Vogue, maybe here you read Vogue Taiwan, you don't read the Vogue Paris or Vogue London. They have a lot of different Vogue magazine around the world. Wallpaper is only one magazine for the entire world in English, so it's very clear what is the target, you know, because if you are maybe only reading Chinese, you don't read Wallpaper because you're not so interested or you cannot understand what's in the magazine. So once again, that was one of the reasons, you know, the business was very important for us as a model. So here we're coming into the communication program of Wallpaper. As I told you before, you know, Wallpaper was the first magazine to create, to have a website, which is not obvious for a magazine, because when you're a magazine, you want to sell your magazine, you know, every month in the newsstand. But, you know, Wallpaper was very keen on developing the Wallpaper.com program, and which is now even more successful than the magazine and is free of charge, because you can connect, you know, without paying anything every month. And on the website, for the first time, a magazine was communicating with a different editor, which means that on the website you find more information than the magazine. The magazine goes into deepness about a program, an architect, a new building, new products, a brand, where the website has to be more faster because you surf on the web. So you want clear information about product, about architecture, about traveling, about art, also about what's happening in the rest of the world. Same strategy for the iPad and the mobile version. Wallpaper collaborated directly with Apple before the launch of the iPad and was the first company to be able to launch a version of the magazine on the iPad version in 2011. So you have a different magazine from the stamped magazine every month on the iPad if you take a subscription for the iPad of the magazine. And the same subscription is valid for the mobile, which was launched also that year, but was really operative 1 year later. So once again, surfing on the technology to branch out of the magazine, which is a static element every month, you know, coming to the newsstand, moving in the direction of the customer. So talking and communicating more efficiently to your customer and targeting even more your customer. And by being, you know, every day or every week, every month, you know, communicating with your customer, of course, the customer are even more faithful to your strategy because they want to follow you, they want to know more about the subject that you are targeting or you are communicating on the different media partner. So after all this strategy, you know, the idea came up and the discussion started to, as I told you before, 2 years ago, talking to Wallpaper team in London. Why don't we capitalize on your strength, on your unique position on the market, the editorial market, to create something more, to bring to the people on everyday basis what's in the magazine, you know, to bring the products and to bring the beautiful things that were featured in the magazine, and that a lot of readers, followers were asking, you know, where I can find that, where can I find that? So the strategy came to the light to create a wallpaper store 2 years ago, and it took 2 years to negotiate with Time magazine, the owner of Wallpaper newspapers. And Time magazine is in New York, Wallpaper is in London, and they made a partnership with an Italian company specialized in e-commerce to develop this concept of online store. So when you think about the magazine, when you think about the wallpaper.com, the iPad, the iPhone, the digital production of the magazine and the creativity of the magazine was already manufactured and produced for digital usage. So what you can see now is a preview of what will be the Wallpaper Store, because the Wallpaper Store is not launched already, so it's really an anteprima here in Taipei, because we're gonna launch it in mid of June. So what we're gonna see in the next slides is really how we translated the wallpaper creativity as a magazine and as a website into a store which is not the regular store that you may expect. It's a store that will bring the same feeling of the magazine, you know, very minimal, very product-oriented, very designer-oriented, very architectural-lead oriented. We will talk to the same people, the same target that we built in over the 18 years. So those people are sophisticated people. They are the people that are following us, you know, for the past 18 years, you know. So we need, when we bring them a store, we don't want to bring them, you know, a supermarket. We will want to bring them really a sophisticated way to do shopping. Of course, it's business, but when you see a product which is beautifully shot, you know, in the magazine, you expect to find it the same way here, and wonderful, you can also buy it. So that's the magic when you translate from the magazine editorial part to the business part of it. Here you can see a few of the products that were created in the handmade program over the past 6 years. Some of the products you can see here are already available on the market, because some of the manufacturers already developed those products for normal commercial distribution. It's very limited, and it's always very selective distribution. So what we hope with the store is to bring all those products and all this fantastic creativity to be accessible to the international market. So here we have just a few information about why, you know, the store operation is based in Italy. Wallpaper is in London, Time Magazine is in New York, and the e-commerce operator is in Italy. When you're talking about e-commerce business, it's a fully integrated process of creating the business through the web. So it starts with the creativity of the website, you know, how we're going to propose, how we're going to offer, how we're going to present our business on internet. Then it goes into the technological part, into the web. Then it goes into logistics and distribution. Then it goes into, you know, how to help people to buy easily over the web. Customer service is integrated in an e-commerce business. You know, if there's a problem, you know, your customer, they want to send an email, they want to chat with someone who is taking care of the business. It's not only a machine. Behind there's a customer service driven, you know, strategy. Store operation is how to make sure, you know, that if a product is out of stock, is not available for the moment, it's taken out of the website, how to manage and to explain to the people what's new, so newsletter, marketing operation, so it's moving from store operation to marketing, which is the communication program of a business e-commerce. You don't want your customer to log in one day and then maybe they log in, you know, 1 week later and they have the same vision on the website. You know, web is very fast. You go on Facebook or the social network because you have new photos, new creativity. So it's the same for the web business. You need to have the fully integrated vertical e-commerce platform to make sure that your business is fully operated, and that's what Wallpaper magazine and Wallpaper management team was looking with the e-commerce partner, is how to develop a fully integrated system that could connect with the magazine directly. So this is the end of the first part of the presentation, which was more about Wallpaper magazine, why, you know, creating a store, why creating a strategy around a magazine and doing business model. Now we're going to move into the second part of the presentation, which is more about the web presentation in exclusive anteprima of the look and feel of the website. You know, how are you going to be navigating on Wallpaper Store in the near future? The people understand, you know, that what is the mood of the store, but it's a very similar mood to the magazine. You have a light here, you have products which are useful, you know, glasses, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and you have also beautiful products. You know, this is a vase, this is a empty pocket place. So a lot of products here. You have stationery, a pen, you know, a beautiful object which are functional objects. So here, interesting. Also, you have you know, the category of the navigation. So you're going to be able to enter with your category, your home, tools, workspace, travel, gifts, handmade items, brand or designer. So this is the entry of the website. You know, how to look for a product. If you don't really know where to look, you go to the gift section, because this is where we're going to have the most, you know, selection of product. And last but not the least is the designer entry, you know, speaking and promoting designer. And here we want really to promote most as possible younger designer and younger creativity, because those people will be the people that will be the most successful in the future. So try to give their chance to a younger designer to introduce products and brands on our store, and explaining to who is a designer, who are they, who is behind this product, you know. The website is going to be like the magazine, so it's going to be operating only in English language, like the same strategy as the magazine, which is one magazine distributed all over the world in one language. And but we will operate in 3 currencies. So we will operate in US dollar, in euro, or in pounds, according to the territory where you're gonna buy from or where you're gonna connect. We're not gonna translate the 3 currencies in local currencies. So it's too much of a hassle with the fluctuation of all the currencies in the world. So we decided just to handle the business in 3 currencies, which are, you know, the main currencies of the target of the customers. So US dollar, euro, and pounds. Here you have some example of the products, you know, so technological products, functional plates, you know, really basic products, you know. So the store won't be a department store where you really, you know, find everything. It's a concept of editing for Wallpaper Store is very important. We're not a collection of catalog. We are choosing for you, for our target, for our readers, the best of the best. But the best of the best doesn't mean that it's expensive, you know. This is also very basic item, but we think it's a nice serving set. Here you have example of the products, of the way we explain the products, on the way we shoot the product. Here you have an example of the handmade section where those products are explained in a more detailed way because it has been created as a limited edition. So here you have the brand, you have the designer, and you have the making of sometime a video, sometime just a drawing of the designer for this company who created this quite unique product. Here you have another way of shopping, which is taking a photo of the magazine, that the photo published in the magazine, and we will, you know, from the photo of the magazine, we will you will be able to choose by clicking here, you know, which products you like from the magazine. So really a synergy and a partnership with the magazine. If you like something that is published in the magazine, you may find it on the store. That's an example of a brand page where the brand is explained to the customer. So lifestyle picture, brand, and also historical background of the brand, and then right away the product. So we are not here, you know, we're here to tell a little story, not like the magazine will have 3, 4, 5 pages maybe on a story. We are telling just an overview of the brand, what are they doing, and then products, So that's the same strategy for the designer, Designer, historical background of the designer, and what kind of products this designer have created for different brands. That's a handmade section where we present this particular item, which are really limited edition and really specific. So we go into details of what's the strategy, what was the idea behind the products. A lot of time with those kind of products, we will have a video explaining, how to manufacture those items in a specific way. But that's why also I think Wallpaper management team was clever in creating a partnership, a triangle partnership. So we work very closely together with the Wallpaper magazine and with the Level Group in Italy, which is a business partner, to create WallpaperSTORE. But WallpaperSTORE is an entity which is a business entity. It's a business model. So of course we collaborate with partnership with the editorial part of the magazine, but we don't promise anything. We don't sell anything. The magazine has its job to do, is journalistic. In the magazine, you will find a lot of prototypes products. You will find a lot of avant-garde products, products of the future. You will find a new building, a new architect, a new, sometime which is inaccessible, because it's part of the aspirational function of a magazine. You read a magazine because also you want to dream about a restaurant maybe in Tahiti, or nobody will go there, or maybe very few of the population will go there, but you like to read it on the magazine because maybe one day you think you will go. So a magazine has to make the readers every month, to tell them a story, to tell them something which is very aspirational, which is very about avant-garde. A store is very concrete because it's about selling products, shipping products, and delivering products in the best way. So we think that the store can use the research of the magazine, all the work of the editors, because right at the time when I speak, Wallpaper magazine has around 20 international editors around the world, freelance or employees of the magazine, participating to fairs, to events, visiting stores, visiting brands, visiting designers, to find out what will be the next story, And then it comes all to London. And as a store, we will have access to this kind of information. So it will give us a bridge ahead of time to be able to contact those people around the world and to offer the products to the public. But it's a business format, so I need to buy from stock, maybe from a Taiwanese company. I bring it to Italy, and then I will need to sell it on the platform and to ship it, internationally. So I think the two jobs are completely different. And the Wallpaper people were clever enough to separate. They say, we are good journalists, but we are not business people. So that's why they partner with a company which is specialized in doing business.